Check. So meanwhile, these are the final moments of day one. 61 runs required from 6 overs. So let's see how this inning is going to progress. 61 runs, that is the target. Meanwhile, two openers out in the middle. So after doing the much needed adjustments, here we go with the final inning of the day. Target is of 61 runs. Ajay and Prathamesh, that's the opening pair for Fonda Strikers. And definitely they have to strike in this inning if they want to book their berth in the further round of this tournament. Meanwhile, tall guy Namdev will be bowling the power play over. In this power play, only two fielders will be allowed to be outside the 30-yard circle. So here we can see captain setting the field, two fielders patrolling the fence, and our stage is set for this run chase. 61 is the target. This match is much important for the team batting at the moment. So here we go. Let's begin the run chase. Ajay at the strikers end, having a watch at the players patrolling the fence. Meanwhile, short of length, that's the area that Namdev prefers to bowl. Ball going slightly away from the batter. Guides the ball towards the point region to get a single. And that brings his fellow mate Prathamesh at the striker's end. Huge task in front of Fonda Strikers. They have to win this match to be comfortable in the further round of the tournament. Meanwhile, a pacey delivery slightly down the leg stump, stretch of arms by Siddesh Naik. That's the main umpire. Wide is a signal, extra into the total, gradually total moving to 2. Another big heave, not getting the elevation. Ball goes along the carpet towards the fielder inside the circle at the square leg region. Another single. So far we can say a steady start. as the required run rate is popping more than 10 runs per over. 61 is the target. So far, 2 runs. We can see both the batters have opened their count. Team total is 2 without any loss of wicket. Again, slightly outside the off stump. Wide is the signal from the umpire. An extra to the total. Power play over is on. Only 2 fielders patrolling the fence. Namdev, the tall guy, the bowler, left-handed batter at the striker's end, Ajay. Switch it. There's a connection. Ball has been struck away from the fielder at the gully region. Meanwhile, another single. So far, dealing in singles. But at some point of time, Ponda strikers will have to strike big. Otherwise, the chances will deviate away from the team. Cuts the ball, cuts it fine. Fielder inside the circle at the third man gets a ball. Another single. So far dealing in singles. Even Mapsa legends have also started in the similar fashion. They were taking the singles that were coming. So maybe following the footsteps of their opponents. Trying to shuffle outside the off stump. Meanwhile, change in pace. Ball come much slower than expected by Ajay. So good bowling display, we must say, from Namdev, not giving any clue for the batters. Switch it, another attempt, going for the glory, no connection, makes the ball to travel safely to the captain, Bunaji, doing the work of wicket-keeper. Meanwhile, a good decent over concluded by Namdev after the completion of first over. Score is 6 without any loss of wicket. So 5 overs remaining, 55 runs required. So exactly 11 runs per over, that's the required run rate. At the start of the inning, it was 10 runs per over. Now it is jumping to 11 runs per over. A huge task in front of the batters of Honda Strikers. Prathamesh is at the striker's end. First delivery, a strong connection. There's a fielder under the ball and the catch has been taken. Sanket Korgaonkar strikes on the very first delivery in the second over, gets rid of Prathamesh. Prathamesh gradually walking back to his dugout. Still a lot of things to be done out in the middle. So let's see who is going to take the responsibility of this run chase. 55 runs required from here on. Asking run rate is 11 runs per over. Sanket Korgaonkar, the bowler, has been successful on the very first delivery that he has bowled. Captain walks in, knows that he has a huge task. He has to take the responsibility on his shoulders for his team. So Mohit out in the middle was expensive when he has taken the ball in his hand, and now with the willow. Switch hit. Not getting the connection. Meanwhile, chance of a single and a grabbing on that opportunity. Takes a single in form of extra leg bias. That's a signal from the umpire. And his partner now, Ajay, will be at the striker's end. So at the moment they are going slow and steady, although have lost a wicket on the very first delivery. After that, a single. So Punaji has a better view from behind the stumps, marshalling his facilities that he is getting and putting the fielders at right positions. Knows the opponent players quite well as they have played against each other at numerous occasions. So meanwhile, helping his bowler by setting the field and going as per the plan. Meanwhile, the fielder is going to be just mere a spectator. The ball crosses him of bounds to reach the boundary. So now we can see some attacking strategy, a boundary after a very long time. They have to get a couple of more boundaries in order to set the tempo of these run chase. Meanwhile, Ajay, the man who have struck that boundary. Second over in progress. Sanket Korgaonkar has been struck for a boundary in this over. Good pacey delivery, correction in line and length. Short of length, slightly outside the off stump as he has seen Ajay shuffling towards the off stump. So dot delivery after that boundary. Still, lot many things can happen out in the middle. This match is equally poised for both the teams. So let's see who is going to top in this inning. Another strike. There's a connection. Fielder running towards the ball. Oh my dear. He has misjudged. Maybe waiting for the ball to land and grab it on a bounce. So that single brings Mohit at the striker's end. Definitely he has to do some magic now for his team. Otherwise, there will be little ray of hope for Cape Thunders. They might be into the contention. Big strike straight down the ground, over hit the head of the fielder who was inside the circle at the mid-off region. So welcome boundary to complete over number 2. So after completion of 2 overs, score is 16. 16 for the loss of 1 wicket. So here comes the signal from the main umpire that this is going to be the batting power play over. So far 16. 16 for the loss of 1 wicket, and in this batting power play over, captain has the liberty to place only 3 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. So Babu to bowl the batting power play over. Man on strike. Ajay, the left-handed batter. As this is the batting power play over, only 3 fielders will be allowed to be outside the 30-yard circle. Batter is having a close look at where the fielders have been put for him. First delivery, there's a big hit, fielder under the ball, and the catch has been taken. Another wicket goes down. Both the openers back to the pavilion. Ajay departs on the very first delivery of a Babu. So new man in it, Chandun. So let's see what he can do for his team. Meanwhile, his partner Mohit, and both these players have to do something magical if they have to boost into the next round of this tournament. So Babu, as the right-hand batter have arrived, decides to come over the stumps. Short pitch delivery, Chandan cuts the ball, cuts it away from the fielder. Meanwhile, a single to open the account for himself, and that single will take the team total furthermore to 17. Still, it can be anyone's match as three more overs to be bowled after this over. Meanwhile, a strong looking strike finally coming from the bat of Mohit. And that is the second boundary from his bat. A boundary that takes the team total to 21. Finally, some positive instinct that have been shown by Mohit. He has to bat till the end to take his team home. And this is maybe that strike that will boost his confidence. Batting power play is on. And they have to take advantage of it as only three fielders are patrolling the boundary rope. So definitely there will be a lot of vacancies outside the 30-yard circle. They have to search for these vacancies and guide the ball to get maximum purchase from this over. Way outside the off-stump sensed by Mohit, and definitely he is right. Wide is the signal from the umpire. So Babu trying to bowl close to that guideline, but deviating from a line in length, ball goes for a extra delivery. Meanwhile, kneeling onto the ground and has been struck straight to the fielder who has been put at the cow corner region. Third wicket, Mohit goes down back to the pavilion. 3 wickets, and I would say wonderful field placement by Punaji Kalangutkar, the captain of this side, Mapcha Legends. Right fielders at the right position, and that has costed Fonda Strikers 3 wickets back to the pavilion. So new man in is Viresh. Definitely captain has shown some faith in this batter. So let's see whether he can live up to the expectations of his captain. New man in is Viresh at the striker's end. Along with him Chandan at the non-striker's end. Again a big swing and a miss. Viresh could not make that impact on the very first delivery that he has faced. Ball goes as a dot delivery nonetheless. Another 3 overs to be bowled after this over. Still, it can be anyone's match. And two prolific hitters of the tennis ball are out in the middle. Meanwhile, look at that strike. Ball has been struck towards the cover. Oh my dear. Catch has been dropped. Couple of runs taken. And that couple takes the team total furthermore to 24. 3 overs completed, 24 for the loss of 3 wickets. "18 deliveries, 37 runs required. Just 6 maximums away from the target. But at the moment, after assessing the situation out in the middle, there's a lot of div that also comes into the act. It is going to be a slightly difficult task, but nothing is impossible in this gentleman's game. If you struck the ball at the right spot of the blade, then definitely it will help you to put it across the fence. So let's see whether Chandan is going to make that connection. Meanwhile, Namdev bowling the 4th over of the inning. So marking is run up. Wants everything to be appropriate before delivering the 4th over. So Namdev now gradually on to his run up mark. Chandan is waiting for Namdev to deliver. The field has been placed and here we go with the 4th over. First delivery, there is a better connection, but straight to the fielder, another missed chance. Catch has been dropped, Chandan survives, and that single brings Viresh at the striker's end. Score moves to 25. So more 36 runs required. Namdev is a clever bowler. Knows which are the right areas to different batters of Goa, bringing all his experience while delivering the next delivery in the 4th over. Slightly short pitch. Ball may have raced above the stumps. That's why it has been called as a legal delivery straight into the hands of wicketkeeper. So decent bowling continues from Namdev. And definitely these dot balls are going to hurt the dugout of Funda strikers. Meanwhile, this is going to be a better connection, only to take the ball straight to the fielder. Viresh departs, fall of a wicket. Maybe they were having a short discussion as where the shot went wrong. Meanwhile, Viresh has to walk back to the dugout. Fall off wicket number 4. And let's see now who is going to hold up his sleeves and come out with the courage to face the situation. So new man in is Sandesh Thakur. Jersey number 33. So let's see whether Sandesh can make some impact in this match. Namdev bowling the 4th over of the inning. Still some field placements are going on. Sandesh Thakur is at the striker's end. Change in pace. Ball falling short of Punaji Kalangutkar. Survival for Sandesh. Namdev slightly deceptive at the moment. Mixing up his delivery sometime. Delivering the pacer. Sometime cutting the pace. Rolling his fingers at the very last moment. Another change in pace, but slightly deviating from line and length. Wide is a signal from the umpire. That extra now taking the total furthermore to 26. Much better line and length. Slightly outside the off stump, straight into the hands of Punaji Kalangutkar. There's no meeting between bat and ball. Another dot delivery. Low full toss. Dispatch the ball into the vacant zone. But equally well fielded. Just a couple of inches before the boundary rope. A single to end over number 4. After completion of 4 overs, score is 27. So exactly 34 runs more require. 12 legal deliveries to be bowled. Definitely Chandan will be looking for that bowler. So let's see what he is going to plan, as he will have to stay at the non-strikers end as a single was taken on the final delivery of the 4th over. And looks to be the captain is going to bowl the 5th over of the inning. Is it going to be that over that is needed for Ponda strikers? Or a deceptive Punaji mixing up his deliveries. He knows how to dip the ball and make it little difficult for the batters to go for the glory. So here we go with the 5th over of the inning. Punaji versus Sandesh Thakur. First delivery has been struck towards the covers region. There's a fielder been plotted, patrolling the fence. And a single to begin the 5th over. So that single brings Chandan at the striker's end. Two legendary players against each other. Meanwhile, a wicket for Punaji Kalangutkar. A quicker one right into the area where it is difficult to dig the ball from that zone. A Yorker, and Chandan departs wicket number 5 back to the pavilion. So meanwhile, chance of a catch for Namdev. And another wicket. So Punaji taking double wicket in this over. First of Chandan and now the left-handed batter who have arrived and now walking back to the pavilion. 2 wickets on a succession for Punaji Kalangutkar. So new man in is Vishal Gowdy. Being very watchful, drives the ball towards the covers region. Meanwhile, he wants the second. Good throw at the non-striker's end. And looks to be Punaji could not held on the ball. That's why Sandesh Thakur survives. Couple of runs in the favor of the batting team. With that, team total moves to 30. Being very watchful, the message must be from the captain that let's play till the end of the inning and I will gather how much possible we can because the run rate will matter now. Vishal having a keen eye on the screen. The score is being displayed over there. Low full toss and they strike straight down the ground. Tall guy Madhav gathers the ball comfortably. Meanwhile, they are running for the second chance of a run out. Throw was much slower. A good running between wicket by Sandesh Thakur and Vishal. So end of fifth over. 33 for the loss of 5. Final 6 deliveries, 28 runs required. So final over is handed over to Siddesh Vernagar, jersey number 25. "28 runs required from a final 6 deliveries. First delivery trying to go for that Yorker but not getting the right area on the deck. Bowled a low full toss. Vishal Gowde being very watchful. Taps the ball for a single that brings Sandesh Thakur at the striker's end. Meanwhile, a strong looking strike from the bat of Sandesh Thakur. Ball goes away from the fielder. Meanwhile, he has been able to stop the ball from crossing the fence and a couple of runs in the bargain. Another strike, not getting the connection properly. Meanwhile, they are running very hard. Definitely, couple of runs comfortably. Final 3 deliveries of this match. Big swing and a miss. Meanwhile, strikes the ball. Straight down the ground towards the long on region for another couple. Final delivery of day one. Short pitch delivery, and the delivery goes as a dot delivery. Meanwhile, they are running very hard. Chance of a run out at the non-strikers end. And it's a bye. So we end the day one with a single in form of bye. And that's a comfortable win for Mapsa Legends.